Sword, which was my favorite, right? And maybe I'm biased because of the samurai and everything, but man, telling a story without even any dialogue. I mean, I loved that it's two brothers, right? And it started off with like two leaves grow together on the same branch, but as they fall off, they kind of go apart. It was some kind of like
Oh
dialogue like
man,
that. And
deep.
it just kind of set the tone of what story they're telling. But there's no dialogue throughout the whole thing except that one line. And then the brotherhood, the revenge sort of thing on the empire or whatever, the samurai empire, and then just tagging up again to fight alongside aside one another to fight the predator was just absolutely amazing. But that animation and the samurai, man, it just made them look so cool, man. Just everything was just awesome.
Again, the fight scenes, just intense, bro. The choreography, like to think that is an animation, and you're giving me better fight choreography, and you're pulling out so I can see the martial arts better than what they do in the films, bro. And that's what I love about animation is that they won't do close cuts. They do sometimes, but they will want us to see the landscape, the background, because everything's been created fresh. So, I mean, we love and respect Bushido, the way of the samurai. I think that's something that's been stuck with us for a long time. And I think just being in martial arts as well, just that discipline of it. But that quote, bro, got me. That got me. It was, and just the brotherhood of it as well. Like, even though, and he didn't really go there to kill him, it was just to show you that, I'm better than you. And then, when he did drop, it was like, oh shit, I didn't want that to happen. Spoilers, guys,
Yeah.
spoilers. We're gonna hit spoiler territories. But as soon as the Predator came out, like when he sensed that, bro, that was a good fight scene. That's my favorite fight scene, in a long time. But when they did come together, and just that one little story that represents everything in that episode came out so well, bro. Towards the end, to what happened, it's like bloody hell, this is insane. Like, how good is this? This is a Predator story, and you're making me emotional. What are you doing? How do you do that?
So good. I mean, I think there's something that they've been able to capture in the Predator franchise that they've never been able to. You know what I mean?
Mm,
With these short stories, they've never been
exactly,
able to
exactly.
really like capture a human element or human relationship element because this Predator movie is literally, it's always been about we're being hunted and we're gonna find a way to hunt back
Kill
or kill
this
it, right?
ugly
But this is
motherfucker,
this
man.
was
Shit.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this has been different. It's all that and it starts with that, but you built these relationships, you built these human stories in an animation. I'm just like, wow, like you smashed it. I mean that relationship between those two brothers, just starting from the beginning, where the brother attacks him and then he runs away and then he comes back. It was just like, and you're right, he didn't want to kill him. And the way they tag teamed up at the end of that fight was to be like, no matter what, man, like we grew together on this branch, and yes, we drifted away and
Mm.
as the leaves fell, but
But
we no matter.
he came back in it and said, "You're not alone, bro."
Ah, man, you're not alone. That was just proper deep, man. I mean, oh man, I want that. Seriously, I want that in a live action. I don't know if they could pull off the same, but just like maybe live action, you don't need to have a human element. Just do what you did in Prey and whatnot, just being hunted, but put that in a samurai time, bro. Put that in a samurai time. Like, just give us a live action of that. That would be so sick. I seriously, it will be awesome. And also, this touched on something. Well, Prey done this. But this touched on just a different era. It was three different eras, and also it touched
Mm.
on like well, I wouldn't say time travel or whatnot. They were able to freeze, I guess, the different humans and the killers and whatnot. But
Mm.
it touched on three different time zones, time of years or whatever, and three different like different cultures and all that sort of stuff. So it really touched on the whole spectrum of how long the predators have been doing this, and their system that they have in place of like we can get these warriors from this planet specifically to fight alongside each other, like warriors from different eras of humanity, samurai, Viking, World War II, all that sort of stuff. Let's see if they can collaborate together to
Mm.
be, you know what I mean? So they touch on a whole new sort of dynamics of the Predator universe of like of time. I don't want to say time travel. I keep on saying time travel, but like how they were able to freeze time, how they're able to freeze humans to kind of use them for their prop. So a whole different dynamic, man. But just, I would love to see a movie version of Sword, man. It would just be so. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll ruin it. I don't know. But it was my favorite, obviously. just because of samurai biasness. Absolutely amazing, man. One of them, it's so good. I could watch that sword multiple times, and it shows that's like what I loved about it as well. Each story was like 15 minutes side. You could easily rewatch those little stories or the whole thing multiple times. This one has great rewatchability.
Exactly. Great rewatchability. Listen, gonna be one of my favorites this year, bro. Like in my top 5 favorite movies this year, it's got to be that. I would have loved to seen that on the big screen.
I think so.
Honestly, would have loved to seen that on the big screen, and I feel like they didn't. I mean, this is a story. This is something we can talk about the podcast later on. Is that they're actually giving us great content on a streaming platform? I want to see this on the big screen, man. Like, please, if there's a cinema showing that, I will go watch it and pay for it.
I think they need to be confident in the animation. I feel like, again, there's a thing where, I mean, again, I don't know, but it's just my feeling that there's a thing where it's like, oh, it's animation. Let's just put it on streaming. It's not like Hollywood. It's not movie. It's not cinema quality. But like Pixar and DreamWorks and whatnot have figured out their animations where they are big cinematic spectacles. So I feel like with these animations, like, you know what, if you can figure out how to make them big cinematic spectacles, you got to take a risk. Like, why not put that out there on cinema and see how it does? Like, maybe the data has shown in the past animations don't work as much or compared to live action, especially a live action go into an animation. But I feel like this, I mean, being one of the best Predator contents in the top 3, in my top 3 personally, I mean, I'm like, man, if you put this on the big screen, it definitely could have done some sort of success. But I don't know. Again, that's probably studios and budgeting and, you know, using past data and stuff like that where they're not feeling.
I mean, there's a lot to it. Definitely, there's a lot to it. It's how it's pushed out, bro. 100%. It's how it's pushed out, but most so good.
Well, let's move on to the last chapter of that story, which was Bullet.